Being Michael Jackson's bodyguard wasn't just about walking beside him or keeping fans a few feet away. Wherever Michael went, thousands of people could appear within minutes, and sometimes that excitement became completely uncontrollable. Fans broke through security, rushed toward him, and got dangerously close before anyone could react. And when that happened, Michael had to rely on the people around him to get him out safely. These are the moments when his bodyguards had no choice but to step in. Sometimes Michael Jackson's security had only seconds to figure out what was happening. When he arrived in Munich in 1999, thousands of fans were already waiting outside his hotel, turning a simple entrance into a security operation. His guards surrounded him and kept everyone back as they moved through the crowd. But with that many people pushing closer, it only took one person finding an opening for everything to change. Other fans managed to get even closer. During one performance, a woman suddenly appeared on stage and headed straight toward Michael. There were only seconds between them, leaving one of Michael's guards almost no time to stop her. And when she got within reach, the guard didn't exactly use a gentle approach. But there were moments when security couldn't get there fast enough. During Michael's concert in Seoul, one fan made it past security and onto the stage. Instead of stopping there, he began climbing the crane Michael was performing on high above the audience. When the fan reached him, Michael had no choice but to hold onto him because pushing him away could have sent him falling. Michael kept performing until the crane came back down, where security finally took control. And despite all that security, some fans still managed to reach him. During one performance, a male fan got close enough to grab Michael before anyone could stop him. Michael stayed surprisingly calm, even as the fan refused to let go. Once the guards realized what was happening, they moved in.
Involved in a bizarre incident at the end of the show. An overeager fan planted a kiss on Michael's cheek, and they both slipped to the ground. The fan was rushed off stage.
No, I'm sorry. Get him out. Don't do it.
Airports were especially difficult because Michael's guards had little control over who could get close. When he arrived in Japan in 2007, and security didn't have to wait for someone to physically reach Michael before reacting. During a concert in Chile in 1993, Michael was performing Jam when something suddenly came flying from the audience. Michael stopped for a moment and pointed security toward one section of the crowd. Within seconds, guards were moving. And fans weren't always the people security had to worry about. At the 1996 Brit Awards, Michael was right in the middle of performing Earth Song when someone suddenly appeared on stage who definitely wasn't supposed to be there. It was Pulp singer Jarvis Cocker, and the moment security realized what was happening, they went straight after him. But getting him off stage wasn't as immediate as they probably hoped. But sometimes protecting Michael meant getting him out before the situation became completely impossible. During a shopping trip in Beverly Hills in 2009, fans quickly discovered where he was and began surrounding his vehicle. His guards tried holding everyone back, but more people kept arriving until the car was practically trapped. Now, security wasn't simply keeping fans away from Michael. They had to physically create enough space around his vehicle so the driver could move before the crowd completely blocked their escape.
Watch your stuff, Rob. Watch your stuff. Sisters!
That explains why Michael's bodyguards sometimes reacted aggressively even when someone approaching him seemed harmless. In one moment, a fan simply tried to walk toward Michael and shake his hand. Michael might have understood what the fan wanted, but his guard couldn't know that for certain. The second the man moved into Michael's space, security decided for him. And there were situations where Michael's own security was completely overwhelmed. Around 6,000 screaming fans had gathered to see Michael and his brothers, and once the crowd broke through the barriers, the original security plan basically collapsed. Police and security immediately moved the brothers away from the crowd, but even reaching their limousines had become too dangerous, with thousands of people pushing toward them. The priority changed from controlling the fans to getting Michael and his brothers out by any route that was still safe.
22-year-old Michael Jackson got a brief glimpse of his fans, but that was all it took. Police tried to hold back the 6,000 teenagers, but it was futile. They broke loose. Fearing for their lives, the Jacksons were rushed into a back room, and Mayor Jackson tried to calm the crowd, but his bullhorn didn't work. The mayor realized he would have an even bigger riot if the crowd never got to see the Jacksons, and getting them through to the limousines was now out of the question. The solution? Send them up a ladder to the roof where they could wave safely to the fans. Getting them back down was no easy feat. A pack of police, 3 deep, held the surging crowd as the singers dashed off to safety down a back staircase.
By the time Michael became a solo superstar, even getting from a hotel entrance to a waiting car could require several guards. When he left the Hempel Hotel in London in 2006, fans and photographers were packed outside waiting for him. Michael only had a short distance to cover, but the second he walked through the door, everyone started moving toward him at once. His bodyguards immediately closed around him and began forcing a path through. Sometimes a fan got through so quickly that Michael's bodyguards weren't even the first people able to react. During Smooth Criminal in Frankfurt in 1992, a fan suddenly climbed onto the stage and started moving directly toward Michael. His dancers noticed the breach before security could reach them and immediately put themselves between Michael and the fan. Seconds later, security moved in and removed the intruder. It showed exactly why Michael needed protection from every direction, because once someone broke through that first security line, there might only be seconds left to stop them. Even something as ordinary as shopping could leave Michael depending on his guards to get him out safely. During a visit to a Miami mall in 2003, fans quickly recognized him and started following. More people joined until Michael was surrounded by a moving crowd. His bodyguards stayed tight around him, constantly pushing people back and keeping an escape route open. The longer Michael remained inside, the harder their job became, because if that path disappeared, they would have Michael trapped in the middle of the crowd.
Michael visited the Aventura Mall in Florida last May. Now his return visit brings him to Walden Books, where he dropped a reported $10,000.
You got the slide back, especially the cameras.
Closely guarded by security inside the store, Michael was mobbed as he was escorted to his car. But Jackson did leave behind a few autographs squeezed through the car window as fans clung to the car to get a final look before the gloved wonder was swept away.
The interesting thing was that Michael and his guards didn't always react the same way to these situations. In Bremen in 1997, a fan suddenly got through and rushed straight toward him. Michael didn't appear frightened and actually seemed willing to accept what the fan was trying to do. His security, however, wasn't interested in taking that chance for very long.
Höchste Sicherheitsvorkehrungen und 20 private Bodyguards sollen für den Schutz des King of Pop garantieren. Am Freitag allerdings kommt es zu einem spektakulären Zwischenfall vor dem Hotel.
situations like these had been happening long before Michael reached the absolute peak of his fame. During the Destiny tour, he got a little too close to the edge of the stage while performing. Fans were already reaching toward him from below, but then someone managed to get a proper grip. Michael had almost no time to react before he was suddenly being pulled in the one direction nobody around him wanted him to go.
We're getting more security now. You know,
As long as the security tight, I'll be tight.
Michael's provocative flirtation undoes even the most elaborate security system.
And Michael couldn't even make it through an airport without things getting chaotic. When he landed at Heathrow in 1985, Customs pulled him aside and searched him for more than half an hour. They found nothing. But getting through Customs was only the beginning. The moment Michael came out, fans and photographers crowded around him from every direction. His bodyguards immediately closed in around him, holding people back and forcing a path through the airport just to get Michael safely out. On another trip through Heathrow, Michael and his security seemed to know exactly how quickly things could get out of control. Photographers spotted him moving through the airport and immediately started following. Instead of giving everyone enough time to surround him, Michael suddenly took off toward the exit while his security moved with him. What looked almost funny from a distance actually kept the situation from getting worse. The faster they got Michael out, the less chance the growing crowd had to close around him.
Do you understand? Thanks, Michael, for a wicked week. You've been amazing, Michael. I love you.
But sometimes, Michael's bodyguards could do everything right and still become overwhelmed. In 2005, fans completely surrounded his vehicle, while his guards desperately tried to keep people away from the doors and clear a path. There were simply too many people. The car eventually became trapped, and Michael's security could no longer get him out on their own. Police had to step in and reinforce them, pushing the crowd back far enough for Michael's vehicle to finally escape.
When you shut that window, Danny, see the button?
yeah.
Up at the handle. No, shut it manually.
I got it covered.
And they're not gonna move them.
They can't move him. They don't. Only two cops? Only two cops?
Yeah, but they do what they told you, people.
Huh?
They'll do what they told you with the police. Because that's what's stopping us going. I know he's trying to do his stuff.
There they go.
Protecting Michael became even more serious whenever his children were with him. When he arrived at the Theatre Royal in London to see Oliver, thousands of fans and photographers were waiting outside. Michael's guards now had more than one person to protect as cameras, and people pushed toward the family. They immediately surrounded Michael and his children and tried creating enough separation to move them through safely. But the crowd became so difficult to control that his personal security eventually needed reinforcements.
Wherever he goes, the circus follows. Michael Jackson is in London to launch a series of concerts this summer, a rare chance for his loyal fan base to catch a precious glimpse. Thousands flocked to the West End, desperate to see him as he entered the Theatre Royal, a trip to see the musical Oliver with his children turning to mayhem. Fans and the paparazzi craned from every angle, using all inches of space available to catch that all-important shot.
That was when police were brought in to help Michael's bodyguards, including mounted officers who could force the crowd farther back. Together, they created a protected route so Michael and his children could move without being swallowed by the people surrounding them. Getting inside solved the problem temporarily, but eventually, Michael had to come back out, and his security knew the same crowd would still be waiting.
As soon as you rush forward, I will put the horns into the crowd, and I don't want to do that.
The threat of police on horseback, barely enough to contain the crowds. Seeing Michael Jackson up close was something many thought they'd just never see. In the West End, more and more people descended on the theatre. At times, it threatened to get out of control.
The crowd just reacted really crazy, as they always do, and the police had to do what they are here to do, is protect him and his kids.
His departure was just as wild as his arrival.
Former bodyguard Matt Fiddies knew better than most how physical these situations could become. From the outside, a bodyguard walking beside Michael might have looked like simple crowd control. But when dozens of people suddenly pushed toward the same person, Matt says one particular fan rush became so chaotic that protecting Michael actually left him injured, and according to him, the moment was caught on camera.
There was a fan scrum, and I got in the back of the car. I was protecting Michael, and I tore my forearm. And Michael was deeply upset, and we're in the lift going up to the whole floor that he had hired for us all, where his penthouse suite was at, and he was crying in the lift and said, "I'm so sorry you got injured, Matt. I'm going to send my doctor to you."
Matt Fiddies remembered being caught with Michael inside a huge paparazzi scrum when Michael apparently became furious with one particular photographer. According to Matt, Michael looked ready to confront him, so Matt immediately stopped him and kept him moving. This time, protecting Michael meant stopping the situation from becoming something much worse.
I remember one time I grabbed his arm because we were in a paparazzi scrum, a real serious one, and the fans were there. And this was back in the day when media was so big that you're talking 100 cameras trying to get that face shot of Michael in his face. And one of the fans, I remember it really clearly, he said, there's a newspaper in England called the Daily Mirror, and they wrote a very terrible article about Michael, completely fabricated, untrue. And one of the fans that Michael was aware of and believed said, "Michael, that's the reporter there who's taking photos of you that wrote an article about you in the Daily Mirror." And he said, "That's him?" He goes, "Yeah." And Michael swung his arm back, and this is on footage, and he went to punch him. I grabbed his arm like that, and I said, "Michael, don't do it. This will be worldwide news. It will be terrible for your image. They will arrest you. They won't treat you like a normal person. You'll be in jail for hours. They'll charge you. Don't do it. It's not worth it." And when we got on the train, he said, "Thanks for stopping me punch that guy. I don't know what I was thinking." But he was so mad. He was going to punch the guy. I mean, Michael was a strong guy. He didn't. You had the Joe Jackson side of Michael Jackson, then you had the Catherine side, the Karen side. Where Michael wanted to be ruthless, he was ruthless. He wouldn't take no messing around.
Michael Jackson experienced intense, overwhelming mobbing by fans at airports, hotels, and public appearances throughout his career, with crowds frequently swarming, blocking, and even climbing on top of his cars. If you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe for more.